Good morning. It's good to be in this room again. And good morning, honorable board members. And hello, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm here today to share my thoughts about the unfortunate situation LAUSD is in with attacks against public employees, public education by the so-called reformers. I'm particularly concerned about a time when the district's budget has been severely slashed, and the resignation and migration of students Sorry, I have a little difficult time seeing right now. Their neighborhood in the district to charter schools that don't perform very well. I've been looking at data that shows on standardized tests that the magnet schools from LAUSD are outperforming all of the charter schools. The schools that are not magnet schools need to do a little better. But there's a solution to this. Instead of giving up our students to private entities, we should be able to keep them and have the district grow rather than shrink. Every time a charter school takes one of our students, it's a loss of ADA to the school, the neighborhood school to which the student, or from which the students came. California Education Code says that charter schools are part of the system to be innovators, to be laboratories where new and better education models can be created, tried out, and if they are, if those new techniques work, they are the new techniques work. They are to be made available to other schools, to other districts. I've been a teacher with LAUSD. I've been a board member with LAUSD. I've been a parent with LAUSD. And I have yet to see a charter school innovation that's made its way to my classroom or board office or in any event where I've met other stakeholders. The only real charter school creativity that has come to my attention is the way several charter organizations have juggled their financial bookkeeping and the way the way they often fail to properly and enthusiastically support children with special needs. Based on what I've seen from today's agenda in the newspaper, I understand that the agenda may lead to the board voting to weaken the district's oversight of charter schools and weaken the investigative authority of our Inspector General. I've heard that compromises have been struck by certain board members and charter operators to avoid a clash at this board meeting. The stakeholders in educating our children have a right to hear and comment on the debate. Don't make those compromises today. If the district's charter division has recommended denial of a charter application, you should strongly consider their advice. They have based their recommendations and findings and facts. Before any matters come before the board, for charter school related policies or the decisions of the district's charter schools, is to fill in their fiduciary responsibilities, or before any votes are taken. Mr. Rodriguez should leave the boardroom and recuse himself from every and any participation regarding charter schools, along with the allegations of fraud, money laundering, and perjury. For the last 2 years, Mr. Rodriguez has lied to this board. So even though he hasn't been found guilty and therefore seems to be able to participate in the votes, it seems that the fact that he spent 2 years not telling the board or the stakeholders about his activities and indictment, he's been lying. It's not appropriate for elected officials. Sounds too much like Washington, D.C. Mr. Rodriguez has lied to the board, as well as the children, the parents, the staff, faculty, the state's voters, the taxpayers, and the rest of the stakeholders. How can he be trusted now? A board member should make a motion at this time to have Mr. Rodriguez recuse himself while charter-related matters are part of the discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Kaiser. You have 10 minutes already. Can you wrap up, please?
The last paragraph. Thank you very much for your flexibility. In our classrooms, we teach our children that democracy is about honesty, truthfulness, and ethical behavior. Our faculty and our staff serve as role models to reinforce these values. The Board of Education should be the best strong example of these values. Right now is a good time to start.